Hey, thanks for dialing up another edition of the Lakers Report. It starts right now. My name is Jake Riepma, host of the Lakers Report. Fired up to be with you. And if you love the purple and gold, you got to subscribe because that's right. It is crunch time, folks. The NBA trade deadline is a week out, and you can't miss out on the wall-to-wall coverage. That's why you need to subscribe. Hey, even if you want to do a trial basis during this busy time during the trade deadline, subscribe. If you don't love what you see, you will unsubscribe. But we're so close to that next milestone of getting to 52,500 subscribers, just 262 away. So shout out to those who have recently subscribed. Welcome to the Lakers Report family. And if you know another Lakers fan, tell them all about it. We'd love for them to join as well. Only 262 subscribers away from 52,500. Now that's the good news. The bad news is it might be time to panic in Los Angeles. And we started yesterday's show on the Lakers Report by saying, is it time to panic? And I think I have hit that panic button. Because what happens today, I'm watching First Things First with Chris Broussard and Nick Wright, and they have the audacity to tweet this out. And Chris Broussard talked about it by just entertaining the idea of a LeBron trade to Golden State. So LeBron and Steph Curry would be teaming up in Golden State. Chris Broussard, of course, was the one exploring this trade idea to make a trade with the Golden State Warriors in exchange for LeBron James and Klay Thompson. Here is what Chris Broussard had to say. And now there's a lot of context to add to this, but I'll start with, I don't think LeBron would ask for a trade. He's always fulfilled his contract, so I don't think he'd go that route. But, and this is the big but, he could be a free agent this summer, so maybe the Lakers need to have that discussion with him if he wants that. Broussard in this same clip went on to say, the one trade I like, and I don't know if the Lakers would do it, Golden State. Now, I know that's a pipe dream, him and Steph playing together, but Klay, there's always been thoughts of Klay playing for the Lakers at some point. Expiring contracts, so you get that room if you're the Lakers. Klay, Jonathan Kuminga, and some picks is ultimately what Chris Broussard proposed on First Things First. And I know what they're doing on First Things First. They're just talking. But as we break it down, this is what it would look like in a blockbuster deal, sending LeBron James to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, and Chris Broussard said some picks, but I'm going to go ahead and put it as a 2025 unprotected first-round pick because it would have to really move the needle for Rob Pelinka and the rest of the Lakers front office to make this trade. Again, this is slicing it up of what Chris Broussard proposed, and I'm not sure if I'm in on this one, just the thought of getting rid of LeBron James. But then maybe, you know what, maybe a new destination, a change in scenery for both Klay Thompson and LeBron James is in order. But let me know what you think. Should the Lakers make this trade? Type Y for yes, type N for no. And again, this trade was proposed by Chris Broussard on First Things First. The Lakers would receive Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, and a 2025 unprotected first-round pick in exchange where the Warriors would receive LeBron James. Now, it's a heavy, heavy, heavy topic, so make sure you really put your thought into your answer, but let me know down in the comments. Now, coming up, we're going to continue to discuss the Lakers from all angles, some more trade talk, as well as some potential problems in the locker room. But right now, want to give a huge shout-out and salute to today's presenting sponsor, PrizePicks. The most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports is PrizePicks. And let me tell you, there's tons of different options, and it all starts with picking more or less on a player's projected stat line. You can go with the power play, where you have to get every single pick correct, or you can flex it out if you're not feeling as confident. For this one, I picked the power play because I am feeling confident in the Lakers tonight against the Celtics. They're going to stop that losing streak, right? But either way, I'm picking more on Austin Reeves' projected point total of 21.5, less on Jason Tatum's 27.5, and more on D'Angelo Russell's. Now, this is points, rebounds, and assists combined at 33.5. Big bounce back spot for D'Angelo Russell. Obviously, he didn't play very well against the Hawks, so maybe he bounces back tonight. And that's how it works. I can win up to 5 times my money by getting all 3 of these picks correct. Find out for yourself at PrizePicks.com/CLNS. And why PrizePicks.com/CLNS? Well, let me tell you, that's where we have up to a $100 deposit match waiting for you for when you open an account. It's PrizePicks.com/CLNS. And we love you and we care about you on the Lakers Report. So you know we're putting that link right in the comments and description of today's video. It's the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, and it's PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Get there now. All right, the big topic today is LeBron James unhappy in LA. And there are some things that would point to that because we know LeBron loves to get on the X machine and send out some cryptic tweets and whatnot, but he also has talked about the state of the Lakers. And after that loss against the Hawks, he said we could, at any given night, beat any team in the NBA. And then on any given night, we can get our ass kicked by any team in the NBA. What's our record? Well, we're under 500, 24-25. That's what we are. So maybe he's taking a page out of Bill Parcells' book. You are what your record says you are. But as I mentioned, that led him to send out this cryptic tweet of the hourglass is time ticking away in Los Angeles. That's where my mind went with it. But of course, it's up to interpretation as well. But I think there's a conversation to be had there about the current state of the organization, about the current state of the team, and whether or not LeBron is in fact happy in Los Angeles. Because we know he's getting a little longer in the tooth. The production's still there, but the years are limited. So obviously he wants to maximize the remaining years left, and he already has established his legacy as an all-time great in the National Basketball Association, but he wants to make the most of those final years. And speaking of LeBron and AD, for that matter, they'll both be out tonight versus the Celtics. And in a time where the Lakers are really trending downward and have really struggled, you could make the case since the in-season tournament, and of course, all the month of January. They finished the month of January below 500. Being without LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the road against the Celtics, well, we don't love the sounds of that, especially when you look at the way the two of them have really carried this Lakers team from a statistical standpoint. They are the leading scorers for both these teams, and look at the consistency. They're both 24.9. How about that, sports fans? And Anthony Davis averaging the double-double. LeBron, though, that production he's putting up at this stage in his career is just incredible. The efficiency numbers there as well. So, uphill battle for the Lakers tonight without the likes of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And again, it's, I think, one of those things where obviously both with Anthony Davis kind of working through the sore groin, that sort of thing, less to be made there. But with LeBron, yeah, okay, here's a 2-game losing streak, and I'm going to take the next game off. Maybe he is, in fact, unhappy in Los Angeles. But either way, the Lakers are going to have their hands full against the Boston Celtics tonight. So let me know down in the comments, what's your confidence level in a Lakers win versus the Boston Celtics on the road, no less. Go ahead and scale it for me 1 through 10, because without those two in the lineup, here's what your projected starting lineup looks like. And there's not a lot of production, especially from a point per game perspective. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell are really going to have to carry the load offensively. You got Taurean Prince there. And for the rest of that starting lineup, hey, maybe it's an opportunity for these guys to really step up and prove themselves in a game. Nobody really believes in you. The Celtics, one of the best teams in the East. And you know what? For the Lakers, it's a shorthanded team, and maybe this is where they flip the script, and it's a time for Darvin Ham to galvanize those reserves and say, hey, let's go make our mark. But either way, you get it. Now, one thing we can say, and maybe this is just me talking, but I'm sick of one of those reserves, and I'm sick of Christian Wood. And the latest episode, or chapter, if you will, in the book of Christian Wood sagas, because it seems like it happens time and time again, was earlier this week when Anthony Davis was out. Christian Wood took to Twitter when he was not included in the starting lineup with this 6th grade level tweet, LOL. Yeah, real mature, Christian Wood. Let's grow up a little bit and let's be professionals. You're not in the starting lineup? Well, there's probably a reason you're not in the starting lineup. I don't think the head coach, Darvin Ham, is trying to lose any basketball games with his job on the line. I think there's a reason he's not putting you in the starting lineup when Anthony Davis is out there. So take your LOL BS elsewhere, because I don't think it does anything to help the organization. It doesn't do anything to help the product on the field. And maybe you need to look in the mirror a little bit. I am so sick of the Christian Wood BS. If it's not one thing, it's another. It's a cryptic tweet here. It's some kind of tweet there. It's just always anything outside of basketball with Christian Wood. And frankly, the statistical production just doesn't make it worth it for me. Look at the numbers. 43 games played, less than 10 points a game, 5.4 rebounds per game. This is supposed to be an impactful player, an impactful swingman in today's NBA that would really help this Laker roster, especially in an area that they needed as far as reserve players stepping up and not having LeBron and AD having to do everything. So when you look at where Christian Wood ranks on the rest of the team, yeah, again, this is a guy making all this noise when he's the 7th best scorer on the team. He is 3rd in rebounds, but assists 10th, maybe that's not part of his game. Field goal percentage, 11th. Minutes per game, that's 10th. So the guy that plays the 10th most minutes is making the most noise on Twitter. And again, I'm frankly sick of it because everywhere Christian Wood has gone, he's had this kind of negative impact on the locker room that he's been in. Going back to his days in Detroit. How about his time with the Dallas Mavericks? You get the point that I'm making, is everywhere Christian Wood goes, there's some kind of noise. And maybe it's time he look in the mirror. And what does he do instead? He comes up with another 6th grade level excuse. How about this? In reference to his tweet, I meant to quote something, but I didn't have the quote. I thought I did, and I just pressed send. I couldn't check my phone before because we had to go out, but it was an accident. I looked at it just now. It came off a certain type of way, but I didn't mean it in that way. Not basketball related. Definitely not basketball related. Yeah. Okay. Was I born yesterday, Christian Wood? Was everybody else born yesterday? I mean, come on. This is like when a 6th grader gets in trouble and tries to make up some kind of lie. You thought you were quote tweeting something? Everybody knows the timing of it. The starting lineups came in. You weren't involved in it, and so you took to Twitter, man. Just own up and say you had another cryptic subtweet because that's the type of person you are. The BS excuse just compounds the problem and makes it that much worse. So, gotta take a deep breath. I got a little carried away there, but you get the idea. And be honest with me. Is Christian Wood a problem or an asset for the Los Angeles Lakers? If you think he's a problem, obviously that's what I think. Go ahead and type P for problem. If you think he's an asset and, yeah, a big guy that can help the team, go ahead and type A for asset. But either way, got to get your thoughts on it. Hey, thanks so much for tuning into this edition of the Lakers Report. And remember, the NBA trade deadline is just a week away. You don't want to miss out on all this free, awesome content. Doesn't cost you anything. Set your notifications up because when a deal happens, oh yeah, we're going to be ready. And oh yeah, we're going to be live on the trade deadline, live on the Lakers Report. Looking forward to our first live show. Make sure you set up your notifications and you subscribe to the channel. And hey, let's get to 52,500 before the trade deadline. So if you know a Lakers friend, if you know a friend that's a fan of the Lakers, show them this video. And if you like the content, it's absolutely free. And we're bringing it to you every day. Shout out to my producer today, Jack Lauderay, on the ones and twos. Couldn't do the Lakers Report without him. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Lakers Report.